Hello and welcome back to our channel. As promised, in this video we are going to graph many functions by a basic technique, evaluating the functions. The graph of a function is the representation of it on a pair of coordinates x's by some pairs of coordinates x and y, with x being an element of the function domain. In practice, it is not possible to represent all the points of the function, as they are infinite, but we can determine the shape of the function by representing some of the coordinates. Our first example is this: y equal to 3 times x minus 2. We are going to evaluate this function for some values of x. Let's say from -1 to 4. For the first number, we are going to substitute -1 in the function. So 3 times -1 minus 2 is equal to -5. We are going to do the same for 0. So 3 times 0 minus 2 is equal to -2. 3 times 1 minus 2 is equal to 1. 3 times 2 minus 2 is equal to 4. 3 times 3 minus 2 is equal to 7. And 3 times 4 minus 2 is equal to 10. The next step is to draw our coordinate axis, and we are going to represent each coordinate pair of this table in our graph. So the first number is -1, -5. Then 0, -2. Then 1, 1. 2, 4, 3, 7, 4, 10. And we have already our coordinates and we have to draw a line. This is the equation of a linear expression. This next example is a quadratic function y equal to x squared plus 1. We are going to plot some points x in the function y. This time we are going to do it from -3 to 3. And substituting -3 in x is -3 squared plus 1 equal to 10, -2 squared plus 1 equal to 5, -1 squared plus 1 equal to 2, 0 squared plus 1 equals to 1, and well, so on. Now, in our coordinate axis, we are going to draw the points -3, 10, -2, 5, -1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 5, and 3, 10. And we draw the line. The graph of a quadratic function is a curve called a parabola. All parabolas are symmetric with respect to a line called the axis of symmetry. In this case, our axis of symmetry is the axis y. And a parabola intersects its axis of symmetry at a point called the vertex of the parabola. In this case, this vertex is equal to 1. An absolute value function is a function that contains an algebraic expression within absolute value symbols. These symbols are two straight lines. For this equation, when x is bigger than 0, the value of the function is x. If x is equal to 0, the function is equal to 0. But if x is less than 0, the value of the function is -x. You can see a graph of this kind of function, but we are going to see what happened when we add another number. The absolute value function will move in the y-axis upward when the function is f of x equal to the absolute value of x plus c. It will move c units upward, and it will move downward when f of x is equal to the absolute value of x minus c. We can see an example, f of x equal to the absolute value of x plus 4, and it moves 4 units upward. And it can also move downward 4 units. And we have the absolute value function of x, and also it moved 4 units downward. We can also move the absolute value function to the right or the left in the x-axis. For example, f of x is equal to the absolute value of x plus c. In this case, our function will be moving to the left, and it will move to the right when f of x is equal to the absolute value of x minus c. An example of this is the function of x equal to the absolute value of x plus 4. In this case, our graph is moving to the left. And f of x is equal to the absolute value of x minus 4, and in this case, it is moving to the right. You can combine the equations for moving the function to the right, to the left, up, and down. So, well, you can play with the functions. Here's a bonus for you. So you don't have to remember each time you want to graph an absolute value function, take a screenshot of this table and you can review it anytime. You already learned how to graph functions, any functions. So now is your turn to graph these two functions and tell us about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video.
Thanks for watching our math videos. We love helping you learn. Please be sure to subscribe and check out our other topics.